Usually, setting up a high-end display means, well, just grabbing a thick HDMI cable, plugging it into the wall, and calling it a day. I mean, it's a direct physical connection.
Right, exactly. Very straightforward.
But if you look at how large-scale professional media is actually routed today, that simple A to B cable concept just completely vanishes. So for today's deep dive, we're unpacking a highly technical spec sheet from HDTV Supply.
Yeah, specifically for a device called the Bolin Technology BLN-D20S Dante AV Encoder Decoder, which is, quite a mouthful.
It really is. But our mission here is to cut through all that dense networking jargon. We want to show you exactly how high-end live video is quietly moving all around you right now. So, okay, let's unpack this.
Well, we're really talking about a massive shift away from dedicated video wiring to, standard IT networks. Like, the environment here is corporate conference rooms, broadcast studios, universities.
Basically, places that need absolute flawless video routing without any limits.
Exactly. And looking at the specs for this Bolin D20S, the data load it handles is just massive.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. It processes UHD 4K video at 60 frames per second, right? With 4.4.4 color sampling.
Right, which means absolutely zero color compression. Like every single pixel gets its own full color data.
But wait, it's doing this over a standard 1 gigabit Ethernet network. I mean, that's like trying to shove a fire hose of water through a standard garden hose. How does it physically fit without the network just, completely choking?
What's fascinating here is the mechanism behind it. It uses this highly efficient codec called JPEG 2000.
Okay, how is that different from, say, standard web video compression?
Well, standard compression looks at a whole sequence of frames and guesses what changes over time, just to save space. But JPEG 2000 uses intra-frame compression.
Meaning it shrinks each frame individually.
Yeah, exactly. It mathematically shrinks each individual frame as its own high-quality image. It basically compresses that 4K fire hose down just enough to fit through the gigabit pipe.
And keeping the latency ultra low and the quality visually perfect.
Oh, wow. So the facility doesn't have to, rip open its walls to replace its existing standard network cables.
Precisely. The heavy lifting is done by the codec, not the copper wire itself.
Which means once you turn that heavy video signal into standard network data packets, the physical hardware becomes, incredibly fluid.
Right, because it's all just data on a network at that point.
Which explains a really interesting detail I noticed in the specs. The D20S isn't permanently locked as an encoder sending video or a decoder receiving it.
Yeah, because a simple firmware upgrade lets you just swap its function back and forth.
That is so wild.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, that fluidity is really the whole point of the Dante audio over IP ecosystem.
Right. And operating in that space, it routes one video flow and up to, I think, 8 independent audio flows across the network simultaneously.
Yep, 8 independent flows at the same exact time. So you could have the main presentation audio plus, different language translations or overflow room feeds, all running invisibly on the exact same network connection.
Exactly. And because audio packets actually process faster than video packets, Dante includes a tunable audio delay right at the hardware level.
Oh, to prevent that weird lip sync issue, like when you watch a live feed and the speaker's lips just don't match the sound of their voice.
Exactly that. This lets the technician time-align the audio to perfectly match the video, literally frame by frame.
Okay, I have to play devil's advocate here for a second, though. I'm looking at the $7,745 price tag for this single box.
Yeah, it's definitely an investment.
So what does this actually mean for the buyer? I mean, if I'm outfitting a conference room, why not just buy a really long, cheap HDMI extender and save $1,000?
Well, mostly because a basic HDMI extender just cannot distribute a flawless signal to 50 different screens simultaneously across a huge campus network.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
Yeah, the price really reflects enterprise broadcast standards. For example, when it's used as a decoder, it outputs to professional 12G SPI connections.
And those are the locking high-bandwidth cables used in TV studios, right? To prevent accidental pullouts during a live show.
Exactly. So it's built for environments where a black screen simply isn't an option.
Ah, okay. I also see it draws power directly from the network cable itself using PoE++ host A, so you don't even need a wall outlet nearby.
Plus, it routes VSCA protocols over that exact same network cable.
Wait, VSCA, that's the industry standard language for controlling robotic PTZ cameras, right? Pan, tilt, zoom.
You got it. So think about it. A single basic network cable provides the electrical power, receives the pristine 4K video, and sends the operator's joystick commands to physically move the camera.
Wow. So it's essentially acting as a virtual video matrix.
Yeah, pretty much.
Take those basic CT5E office cables that you probably have running through your walls right now and just turns them into a powerhouse for routing media, physical control, and power.
It completely abstracts the hardware. The network itself essentially becomes the central nervous system of the building.
Which leaves you with a pretty wild thought to mull over.
Oh, what's that?
Well, if standard office network cables can now invisibly route perfectly synced 4K video and audio anywhere in a building without signal loss, how might this AV over IP reality change the way architects physically design the walls,